Hey friends, it's Robert. So today we are going to celebrate Mother's Day with a special DIY project. I want to show you how to create pressed flower monograms. Now I love this project because you end up with a beautiful frameable gift to give to your mom, your grandma, or anyone that's played a special mother role in your life. Now there are a couple of different ways you can go about this project. If you have time to work in advance, you definitely can press your own flowers. It's a really simple process. You simply take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and then take some clippings of foliage and flowers from your garden or your backyard, place them into the fold, and tuck it into the center of a book. Then place that book under a stack of other books, set it aside, and forget about it for a week or two. What happens during that time is that the weight from the books presses the moisture out of the flowers, leaving them flattened and preserved, at which point we can then arrange them and glue them down to our surface. However, if time is a factor, or if the weather isn't cooperating where you live and you don't yet have flowers in the garden, you definitely can purchase them online. I'll include sources and links in the video description below. Now you can create this project on the front of a greeting card or even on a piece of stretched canvas. But if you want to frame it like I'm doing, it's usually a good idea to work backwards. Pick out your frame first. This way you can remove the backing and measure and cut a piece of paper that's going to fit perfectly inside. The paper I'm using is a good quality, heavyweight watercolor paper from the art supply store. Once you've cut your paper, go ahead and set it aside, and then before we even get out our glue, we're going to place our petals on a separate piece of paper and play around with the arrangement. Now you can sketch out the initial with a pencil so you've got some guidelines to follow, or you can just eyeball it like I'm doing. Now because the flowers are dry, they're a little bit brittle and we have to handle them gently. I found the best way to pick them up and place them is using a pair of tweezers. Now I'm going to start by placing some of the plain foliage in the background to give some structure to our letter, and then layer it with some of the smaller, more colorful pieces. Once you're happy with the arrangement of your monogram, we can begin transferring them and gluing them down to our cut paper. Squeeze out a little bit of white glue, and we're going to apply this to the back of our flowers and foliage using a small brush. You don't need to cover the entire back. You just need to dab it along the edges of the leaves, the petals, and the stem. Carefully position it and then press it into place. Once you have all your background pieces down, go ahead and transfer over some of the smaller pieces and the more colorful flowers. When all of your pieces are glued in place, set it aside and allow it to dry for at least an hour. And then, because we took the time to cut our paper in advance, you can simply slip it into the frame and it's ready to wrap and give as a gift. I do hope you'll give this project a try, experimenting with different types of flowers and foliage. I want to send a virtual hug to all of the moms out there, wishing you a very happy Mother's Day. Thank you as always for watching, and join me next time for another great DIY.